if we can understand something, we may still fear it, but we have a chance to understand it and calculate how much should we fear. But if we don't know something, then that's kind of scary. I think it was President Roosevelt. Yeah, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in World War II. He said that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Mm-hmm. Now that sounds like something a politician would say, isn't it? You know? Don't worry, I'm from the government and I'm here to take care of you. That's fearful. That sounds scary. That's got me. I'd rather lose my phone than hear that. So, the origin of fear. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, the objection may be raised that since fear is caused by ignorance or not knowing, I don't know. So, it can be dispelled by knowledge, and there is no need to worship the Supreme Lord. All I need to know is if I get knowledge, now there is nothing unknown, so I have nothing to fear. That's an impersonalistic view, though. See, it doesn't really work that way, because you can get so much knowledge and you're still fearful. You may be not fearful for a while, but then like if you figured out, if you're afraid that you're going to be poor, but then you figure out how to make lots of money, and then you're afraid that someone will get your money. You know, you'll lose your stuff, like Mother was saying. Someone may plunder it. That could be the government, you know. So even if we get worldly riches, still there can be some fear. We have so that in and of itself is not a complete way to make us fearless. And we want to be fearless, don't we? We don't want to have any fears. We want shanti. We want peace. We deserve peace. As the living entity, you, all of us, are Jivatma, or spirit soul. And we're part and parcel of Krishna. We're part and parcel of the Supreme. Now, we're not the Supreme. You know, no. It's like Srila Prabhupada tells the story that some people think that I'm part of the Supreme, so therefore I am the Supreme. Well, that's like saying I'm an American. I'm from America, and so I'm the same as President Biden. Just because I'm from America, does that mean I have the same status as the president? So just because I'm part and parcel of God, does that mean I'm God? How can that be? If you can't be the president just by being an American, then just because you exist, you're a spirit soul, you're part of the Supreme, that does not mean that you're the Supreme. So these theories are pushed sometimes that, you know, you are God and I am God. Well, we're part and parcel, like the finger. You know, it's like Madhu, do you have a hand? Show me your hand. Yeah. Show me your ear. Yeah. Okay. Now show me your nose. Okay. So that's your hand. You're the owner of this body. You're not the body. You see, I'm not the body. Therefore I don't say, this is me. No, this is my finger. This finger is part and parcel of me, of my body, but it's not me, you see. So I am not the body. I am the Jivatma. And I have some eternal attributes. I'm eternal. I am Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means I'm eternal. I always have existed, and I always will exist. Never was there a time, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, never was there a time when you did not exist. nor you, nor all these kings. Never will there be a time in the future when you will cease to be. You are eternal. You are Sat. Chit, you're full of knowledge. You're part of God. So that means you have that knowledge of God. You're not as vast as God, but you're part of him. You have that knowledge. So some people may say, well, why don't I know everything? If I am full of knowledge, if that's my natural attribute as being a soul, well, it's because we identify with being the body. I'm convinced I am the body, so I'm convinced that I am in ignorance. I have to go learn. I need to go get knowledge, you see, because I'm the body. If I am the spirit soul, then all knowledge is mine. Self-realization gives us our Chit figure, knowledge, you see. And Ananda, you are Sat Chit Ananda. Ananda means you're entitled to be eternally blissful, not just in a really good mood, not just happy, blissful. Bliss is your entitlement. Krishna is blissful, yes. Is Krishna ever sad? You know, he doesn't. What does Krishna have to worry about? He doesn't have to worry about, when is it, April 15th, when the taxes are due? You know, Krishna's never worrying. Radharani saying, Krishna, why are you in such a bad mood? Oh, taxes are due. Oh, I don't know what. No, Krishna doesn't. He has no worries. He's eternally blissful. He's happy, you see. So you are part and parcel of Krishna. So you're entitled to always be blissful as well. So this is your entitlement, and it cannot be taken away from you. You can choose to let it go when you start to believe that I am this body. I am American, I am Indian, I'm Canadian, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm that. Of course, there are many things between man and woman these days, aren't there? You've noticed that there's all these designations between male and female now. How did this happen? We're old men. This happened, and we didn't even see it happen. How did this? So, we have these designations of what I think I am, and as long as I think that I am something other than the Jivatma, then I'm limiting myself. I believe I am this body, so that I accept the limitations that the body has. You see? And people, have you ever had someone tell you? You've probably heard someone say, when they make a mistake, they say, well, look, I'm only human. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the Vaishnava thinks, nay, you're not a human. You are the Jivatma. You are 100% perfect, but you believe that you're the body. So therefore, you can say, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect because I am this body. You're not perfect because you are your body. So this is mistaken thinking. This is not the kind of thinking of the transcendentalist. Self-realization means to realize the self, you see. And so to realize the self, we realize that I am part and parcel of Krishna. So if I am part and parcel of Krishna, what do I have to fear? Nothing. Why? I'm part of God. What could possibly? I am Sat Chit Ananda. I'm eternal. If I, the soul, am eternal, Krishna has guaranteed in Bhagavad Gita and throughout the Upanishads, it's repeated that never will there be a time when you will cease to be. So therefore, how can I ever fear death? I'm undying. Body it can go. I, the soul, could be forced out of this body. Someday I will. I'll have to leave this body because it will wear out. And let me tell you, I'm 75, it's wearing out really fast. The warranty is over. So, I can't even.
Now we are all living in bonus life.
Yeah, I'm in a bonus area here. So, yeah, we're living in the bonus life. It's too late to buy extended warranty. So, what do I don't fear death. I'm part and parcel of Krishna. I have nothing to fear. But we become fearful from time to time. So Srila Sankaracharya, he quotes this verse, very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, 14th verse. Daivihi esha gunamayi, mama maya duratyaya, mameva ye prapadyante, mayametam tarantite. Krishna is saying this divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. It's very difficult to overcome this illusory energy. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Big statement. If anybody other than Krishna made that statement, it would be hard to believe, wouldn't it? Because someone says, no, if you surrender to me, then you can easily conquer this material energy. That's hard to believe. But when Krishna says it, he's the supreme. He's the supreme controller. He's the supreme source of all of this material energy. So when Krishna says, if you surrender to me, you can easily cross over this material nature. No bother. Don't worry. So many times Krishna says, have no fear. Isn't it sweet when you read that in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna makes a statement, have no fear. Well, that's like reassuring. Don't worry. Krishna's saying, I got this. I'm taking care of it. This is our Krishna consciousness. This is Prabhupada talking. So this is our Krishna consciousness movement. It is teaching people how to come to that real ego instead of false ego. What is false ego? False ego means I'm thinking I am this body. Real ego means I'm thinking I'm not this body. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I'm an eternal Jivatma. So I've come to the real ego. That's my real constitutional position. So Prabhupada says the Mayavadi philosophy, they're also trying to do that, but they're another false ego. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. That is a fact, but I am not the supreme Brahman, Para Brahman. Like I was saying before, just because you're Indian doesn't mean you're Modi. Just because you're American doesn't mean you're what's his name again? Joe Biden. That's an easy. He's easy to forget, isn't he? Donald Trump was easy to remember, but Biden is like you forget. So I find myself saying the president. Who's the president? Oh, yeah. When you've lived a long time, like some of us.
But
We've seen a lot of
people all over the world. People, everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody. Yeah. Sometimes when I come back from India, I spend a lot of time in India. So sometimes when I come back, people are asking me, has Modi really made the changes that everyone says? I say, yeah. India is a very different place.
Vrindavan have changed now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So, yeah. I'm going to be going to India, back to India, October 20th, I think. So it's been 6 months. So I've already spent 4.5 months. So I only have a month and a half left. So I have to get a different kind of visa. I have to get a business visa to go and stay. So I should have thought of that already, but
You are in December there?
I'll be there in December.
Yeah, I can see.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm going.
Let me know. Are you coming to Mayapur?
No, I'm going Vrindavan and JivanandaPrabhuji.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Now, let me know when you come.
Yeah,
I'm going to
sure.
Puri sometime.
Oh, you are we make a Mayapur plan this year, but still construction going on.
Yeah.
So we change the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
Fun.
They're gonna open the Lord Nrsingadev's wing of the TOVP. It's in late February.
Oh, okay.
I forget the date. I can send that to you though. They were gonna do it in October, but now they've moved it to February. So let's see if they actually will do that. That'll be really nice. And then I think later on in 2024, they're gonna open the whole thing.
For the public.
You know, yeah. So let's see if that really happens. So the Vedic conception is Purusha, the superior, supreme, and Prakriti. Prakriti is nature. We are not the Purush. We're not. We are Prakriti. He is the source, and we are that energy that comes from the source. So we living entities are Prakriti. Falsely, we try to become Purusha. That is illusion. That is Maya. So I want to be, okay, let me read this one, and then I'm going to read a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Prabhupada, he's continuing. When the living entities try to occupy the position of the controller rather than, when they try to occupy the position of the enjoyer rather than the enjoyed, they are artificially attempting to occupy the position of the proprietor rather than of the protector rather than the protected. Now think about what Prabhupada is saying here. When I try to be the supreme, if I say I'm part and parcel of God, so therefore that I am God. So now that puts me in the position I want that job. You know, that's kind of scary. Well, that's fear. Let's start some fear right there. I would rather be the protected. I'd rather be protected by God than have that duty of having to protect myself and all of you. You see? So right away, our intelligence, our wisdom can tell us, no, that's not my position. I am not the supreme. Why, he's my protector. I am not the protector. I'm the servant of the protector. Thus, being wrongly situated, Prabhupada says we feel fear. So now I want to read, this is a very important verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 25:138. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, when the living entity is attracted by the material energy, which is separate from Krishna, he is overpowered by fear. Because he is separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the material energy, his conception of life is reversed. Protected, protector. In other words, instead of being the eternal servant of Krishna, he becomes Krishna's competitor. When I'm separated from Krishna, it says here in the beginning, when the living entity is attracted by the material energy. It doesn't say when energy. This whole process starts because it's separate from Krishna. You end up becoming overpowered by fear. In other words, instead of being eternal servant of Krishna, you become Krishna's competitor. This is called Viparya Shmriti. To nullify this mistake, one who is actually learned and advanced, worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his spiritual master, worshipful deity, and source of life. He thus worships the Lord by the process of unalloyed devotional service. So, again and again, Krishna gives us in when he speaks in Bhagavad Gita, so many places Krishna is quoted. He says, just take up this devotional. That's the magical fix. Don't try to be the Purush. Realize I am Prakriti. I serve the Supreme. Now, the Supreme always serves us, doesn't he? So it's like when we go to the mandir, we're expecting, typically, we from time to time at least, we want some punya. We want to perform some puja. And for that, we'll get some help from Krishna. The Supreme will give us some help. Where I'm coming to your house and I'm offering some worship. And so we walk away enriched. That's wonderful. So you can see how the Lord serves you. You see, I may offer him a flame, some agarbati, maybe I offer him some boga, some nice nuts or something. And he in turn gives me fortunes. So he is ready and willing to serve. That's his nature. Why would Krishna say, no, that instanti is not good. That's not my favorite. What does he care? Can you get agarbati anywhere in India that smells as good as what Krishna has in Golok Vrindavan? No. So what is the value of your agarbati? Nothing. Unless you put love with it, then your insufficient agarbati, it smells as good as anything he has in Gokul, because you put that magic love in it. So you're coming and you're offering. Krishna says, Atram pushpam palam toya. If with love and devotion, fruit, water, just offer me a little water, flour and some water, maybe a fruit, a leaf. With love and devotion, I gladly accept it. I gladly accept it. So we've seen, it's like the story of Sudam. Sudam goes to visit Krishna. We all know the story. He was praying. And so he was very, very poor. He was so poor that he couldn't pay attention. That's supposed to be a joke. Sometimes it's funny. It's not. So, but he was very poor. So his wife told him, why don't you go see your friend Krishna? Why, Krishna's got everything. Go ask Krishna. He'll give you anything. He's your dear friend. So he says, I don't want to ask Krishna for anything. So he went to visit Krishna. He had this little bit of some chipped rice. That's all they could afford to take. He's going to give it. But he didn't want to give that to Krishna. Because that's kind of interesting. So he got to Krishna's house and he had it rolled up in his dhoti, and he wasn't going to say anything about it. So Krishna greeted him, embraced him. He set Sudam down, and he bathed his feet. Krishna bathed you out of love. He's the original lover, the source of love. No one can love like Krishna can love. So he loves his friend. So he's bathing his feet. He's worshiping his dear friend. And then he didn't want to offer what his wife had given. And Krishna says, "Oh, what is this that you have there? You've brought something very wonderful for me." And Sudama says, "No, it's nothing." And Krishna says, "No, let me have that. Please give it to me." So Krishna told her. And Krishna started to eat it, you see. And so happy to see him and to exchange his loving association, that when Sudama returned home, his house, his little hut, had been turned into a vast palace. And he didn't ask her, little chipped rice. But he loved Krishna. And to Krishna, that he gave fortune far more than he ever would have wanted, you see. So this verse is important. I'm going to bisect this. When the living entity is attracted by the material energy, which is separate from Krishna, then he is overpowered by fear. When we get away, I remember it's like when I was a little boy, it's like a big carnival. It was like a Six Flags, but it was before Six Flags. You know what Six Flags is? You know, like big, huge amusement park. And so somehow or other, I would, when she wasn't looking, I would wander off. And she would come and get me. And she would say, "You better be careful, you'll get lost." And I had no idea what that was going to be like. So, but anyway, I wandered away and I got lost. And I turned around. My mother wasn't there. And so I'm just like maybe 5 years old. And I got scared. I felt this intense fear. I just began to cry. And I was calling out, "Mother, Mother!" Krishna. We get separated. This is our choice. It's not that we're pushed away. We get separated because we become attracted to the material energy. It's like, "Oh, what is that over there?" And so we wander away, and we don't remember how to get back. We wander away from Krishna. We become overpowered by fear when there's some separation between us and Krishna. So because we're separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the material energy, this conception of life is reversed from Krishna, who is my protector. Oh, I'm in this dangerous world. I have to learn how to take care of myself. I don't remember how many times my mother told me, "You've got to learn how to take care of yourself. This is a dangerous world." I was living in south side of Chicago, not a nice neighborhood. You've got to be careful. So I'm my own protector. So I can understand how this process happens. We get away from Krishna. We forget him being close with us. And so therefore there is fear. So we reverse that fear by becoming Krishna's servant. If we become the servant of Krishna, now we have Krishna close by. How do we do that? First and foremost, whenever we get a chance, let's chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. We need to go to the mandir. I know all of you probably do. Well, you go to the mandir. It's so good to see you. Please accept my obeisances. I'm going to make some offering to accept it along with my love. Please. Please place me back, serve you to serve you, because you've always served me. You've been my beloved Lord. And you've always looked out for you, the source of all sources. That's impossible. How can I serve the source of everything? You know, they say, what can you buy the man? What kind of gift can you get the man who has everything? Is the source of everything. So what can I give him? So I need his empowerment to serve him. I want to make some nice offering, Krishna. God, please empower me to serve you in whatever capacity that you may want. Krishna may want you to serve in the capacity of a multimillionaire, or not, or even more than it. We don't know. I just want to serve you, my dear Lord, in the capacity that you may desire. Whatever it is that you desire, please empower me in this way. So that's the source of fear, getting the concept that we're away from Krishna, which we never are. We're never away from him. But in our consciousness, we feel like we are. We're in this material world, and we may say sometimes, I've had people say, you believe in God? Where is your God? You know, so some atheists may say like that. So where is your God? So they have enough of those people will have an influence on people, enough to give people doubts. Perhaps there is no God, you see. So I need faith. Shraddha. I need Shraddha. I need Shraddha. I need it. So where do I get it? The source of everything. Krishna, please give me faith. Artificial for me to say, oh, I'll just create some faith. Let me see if I've got any out, unless Krishna gives it to me. Krishna says, you want to be an atheist? Here's your atheist faith. You want to be my devotee? Oh, here's your faith. I'm a source, and you've come to, when you go to Krishna for something, you go on to the right place. You've gone to it. There's any discussion? Any comments? Anything.
So the part and part Krishna, like definitely like why we get influenced by the fear. That Krishna is fearless. Why isn't the living entity
Taken up a new identity? I'm no longer on Prakriti. I'm no longer, now I'm here in this world, and I've got to take care of myself. You see, I am this body. Why, I'm part of the stardust. Have you heard people say that? We are all just stardust. Our bodies, maybe there's some truth to that. But I am not the body. The whole material world is made up. My body and the rest of this material world is made up with earth, water, fire, air, and ether. According to the Vedas, those are the 5 material elements. And this body is made up of that. So is this iPad, this table. Everything is a combination of earth, water, fire, air, and ether, along with the three subtle elements, mind, intelligence, and false ego. But that's not me. None of those apply to me. I am pure spirit soul. And when I forget that, and I start to identify with being earth, water, fire, air, and ether, I'm looking in the mirror thinking that I am this and I am that. Oh, I'm looking very good for 75 years old. Oh, just look at me. Then I'm just an illusion. You see, I'm just an illusion. So that when I believe that I am this body, then that is false ego. I'm believing that I'm somebody and something that I'm not, which is like if you went to what do they call a mental institute now? There's a psych ward. I don't know. I'm looking for the politically correct term because they change these terms every so often. You know, you say an asylum, and people say, "Well, that's not the right thing to say." But you know what I mean? A place where there are crazy people. So if you went to one of these places, and one of these people who are mentally challenged, see, I'm a little politically correct. I'm Napoleon. Well, no, my dear sir, you're not Napoleon. But he may believe, yes, I am. And he may have a Napoleon hat and a Napoleon outfit. You know, he believes that he's Napoleon. But you can see he's not. And so, and if such a person were to insult you, say something insulting, would you be angry? No, because they're not in their right mind. They're not thinking properly. They're thinking they're Napoleon. That's just like me thinking that I am this body. I'm thinking that I have an identity that I don't have. I'm imagining that I have this identity. This is the state of the world. Every living entity that comes here identifies with its body, like the squirrels and the deer that are Jivanandaprabhuji, you see. So, you know, the deer, you can walk out the front door when the deer's out in the yard and go, and they'll and they'll run.
No, our deer not.
Oh, they don't? No, they're spoiled. Yeah, they're not afraid then around here. They're getting like that.
There was, but now no more.
They're getting like that in San Antonio as well. The deer have moved into the town. Now they figured out that no one is going to hurt us, so we can go live amongst the people, because sometimes they'll feed us or they'll throw something out and we can knock the garbage can over and eat it. You know, so they're not afraid. So, but it's like a bird. You know, you see some bird will light on the ground. He's going to eat some seeds. He's looking every minute. He's looking. He's ready for the cat to come, or the dog, or something. So it's a life of fear. So, and we human beings are like that too. We have a life of fear too. With us, it's always like we're crossing a busy street. Well, we have to be careful. You know, our mothers teach us this, so you know, we're convinced. I am this body. I am part of this world. So therefore, there are some things that I should fear. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah. And so another quick question, Prabhu, like the fear is also coming from Krishna, right? So is that something Krishna is the origin of everything? So,
well, he's not the origin. He is the origin of everything, but actually, Albert Einstein explained there's a misunderstanding, and yet everything comes from Krishna. So one person was arguing with Einstein and said there is evil, so therefore evil comes from God.
Mm.
Now, Einstein said, no, that's not true. Evil doesn't come from him. So Einstein said, first of all, there's no such thing as cold. You don't measure cold, you measure heat. When we perceive something as being cold, that's lack of heat. So there is no cold. There's something that's hotter, less hot, less hot, less hot, you see. So he said cold does not exist.
Mm.
Darkness, no such thing as, according to Einstein, there's no such thing as darkness. There's less light, sometimes absence of light. And then we perceive that as darkness. So darkness doesn't, light comes from Krishna, but darkness doesn't exist. When you believe that it's dark when there's so little light that you can't see. So anyway, a couple of more things he put out there, and then he pointed out that evil is the result of lack of God consciousness. If I have no consciousness of God, or no belief or no faith in God, that is perceived as being evil. So it's like, but actually it doesn't exist. I'm acting this way because I'm not perceiving God. You see. So I'm not thinking I'll be punished for my activities, and I'm performing in a certain way, and we say that's evil. Einstein says that evil doesn't even exist. It's just lack of God consciousness. So is that a good answer?
Sure.
Yeah. What about you, Hari Priya? No question. Anyone else?
I was thinking though, when you were talking about that point just right there, some people see cups half full, some see it half empty. Kind of an analogy there.
Yeah. Some people have that, it depends on their mood. The cup is half empty. So that's kind of looking at the cup with a negative view. It's only half full. You see. Well, the positive side, well, it's half full. It's not half empty, it's half full. And then some other one, another highly educated person may say, actually, the cup is completely full. It's halfway full of liquid and it's halfway full of air.
Mm.
And they see, no, there's always something. It's always full. That's a more positive approach. So it depends on our mood. How do we see? How do we see things? In a negative mood, my life is half full, half empty. In a positive mood, my life is half full. It's on its way to being completely full.
And we're saying, well, there's darkness and there's a little bit less dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less dark, less dark. I mean, less light, less light, less light. And then all of a sudden I perceive it as darkness. And I label it darkness. But it's just the lack of light. He made really good sense. I don't remember the whole story of that discourse, but it made, of course, it's Albert Einstein. He's a smart guy. You can't really defeat him once he lays it out in his Einstein way. Couldn't defeat it. So, and it's evil. He was explaining, no, it doesn't exist. You perceive it as equal. So it's something you perceive because it's lack of God consciousness. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So here we have one of the most intelligent people that ever walked this planet saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scientist. Big time scientist. He was one of the few big time scientists that fully believed in the existence of the Supreme.
Right.
He studied Bhagavad Gita. He read Bhagavad Gita every day. So, anyone else? Yeah, we have really nice-
Sometimes is a fear coming from the lack of intelligence also.
When we get into the modes,
Mhm.
goodness, passion, ignorance, then to the degree that we're in the modes, we lose access to our intelligence. You see, if I'm in the mode of passion, as soon as I slip into the mode of passion, now it's difficult to think because maybe I'm afraid.
Mhm.
You know, I don't have time to figure things out. So, or I get angry. When people get angry, they lose a lot of their intelligence. People say things that later on they say, I didn't mean that. You know, because I was angry and I said something that I shouldn't have said. You know, well, they were like temporarily insane.
Mhm.
They were so angry, so much in the mode of passion. So yeah, we lose access to our intelligence.
Sometimes there is no lightning in our life. So, like for example, we sitting in a dark area and we see the snake, and after we open the light, it's not snake, it's a rope.
Yeah.
And because we are not lighting in our mind, when we open the light and we see, oh, we are wrong.
Yeah,
And we just afraid because of the darkness.
right.
Because in our life is darkness. So we have to make brightness in our
This is actually a good analogy that you bring up. You know, it's like, again, he would tell me when we were out of the city visiting relatives, sometimes we had relatives in Tennessee. We would be in Tennessee. And she was afraid because there's snakes.
Mhm.
So she would tell me when I'm going outside, be careful now, there's snakes. And so when it's dark, you know, dark in the evening,
Yeah.
she's got me scared.
Mhm.
Watch out for snakes. And so if I saw a piece of rope, what's this? Or a stick, you know, that's crooked. Everything that was crooked, I thought was a snake. I'd be afraid. But if someone turned on the porch light, I could see, oh, well, that's just a rope. You know, that's just a stick. But I was terrified. And I really believed it. As a matter of fact, sometimes I was thinking that I actually saw that thing crawl. I know that I can see it going like this, but someone says, no, let's see. They turn on the porch light. I'm outside. And go, huh? Oh, that's just a piece of rope. But I could see the snake. I knew it was a snake. I was thinking I was Napoleon. You know, I was crazy. I was not in my right mind. Fear does that to us. It pulls us into the mode of passion, like, you know, being pulled underwater, and then we can't access our intelligence. You know, some we can get, but not all of it. Not enough to make good decisions. That's why we should never make decisions when we're angry, when we're upset, when we're in the modes. Don't make decisions because you're not capable of figuring it out.
Mhm.
Better to be in the mode of goodness. Better than that is in the mode of pure goodness. And I want to make a decision based on being a servant of Krishna. I want to make a decision that I can offer to Guru and Krishna.
Mhm.
Then that's the mode of goodness. You have full access to all of your intelligence, plus the help of Krishna. Krishna saying, you want to serve me? You want to offer to Guru and Krishna? Well, then I'll give you the intelligence. I'll give you everything. You know, Because now you're operating in the transcendental zone. You're not operating on the bodily platform anymore. Because you want to do some offering to Guru and Krishna. So then Krishna says, oh, here, let me give you whatever you are lacking.
I offer myself.
Yeah, that's the best thing to offer,
Yeah.
my dear Lord Krishna. That's what chanting Hare Krishna is asking Radha and Krishna to take me, use me in your service. You know, that's the reason. If we can offer ourselves, please take me, use me. Do with me as you will. Krishna, take me and do with me as you will. I have full faith. Yeah. And if we can do that, then life becomes very happy. Krishna always wants the best for us. We're his parts and parcels. We're his children. He wants the very, very best for us. But we have our own separate ideas, you know, that are not the best for us. So he'll help you with that too. But as soon as we offer ourselves to Krishna, then Krishna says, oh, there. Very good. So you want to live my plan for you. Like his plan for his friend Sudama. He wanted Sudama to be wealthy beyond compare. He didn't. Why would Krishna don't want anybody, his surrendered servant, in his character? He doesn't do that to anybody. The lives, when he lets when someone lets him touch their life, it's always glorious. Isn't it? I mean, proof of it is look at the glorious life that you have here. You've let him, you made the mistake of letting him in and taking over. This is what he does. You know, you probably couldn't have written this story, could you? You know, so we submit to Krishna. We say, take me, do with me as you will. And Krishna says, oh, very good. I have some good ideas.
The biggest mistake was when I told Krishna, I want to go down there and enjoy.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go enjoy. And Krishna is thinking, well, isn't it fun here? You know, aren't you enjoying here? Well, what I is I want to enjoy without you. You know, I think I can do this without you. So Krishna's like, here we go again, you know. Here's another one. All right, my dear friend. Okay, off you go. Good luck out there.
Watch out for that 8,400,000 lives.
Here you go. Material world. Here comes another one.
Yeah, that's the big scary thing.
Yeah,
We have to go ahead before.
we have to work our way up to human life and then go through it and do it again. Yeah, yeah. And all the time, I mean, think about it. How many times have we gone through all 8,400,000 species?
Hundreds or thousands. Of millions.
Millions. Everyone Krishna is thinking. Krishna said to Gopakumar in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, every birth that you took, I would dance in ecstasy, thinking this will be the one where you'll come home, only to be brokenhearted again, and again, and again. And every time Krishna's thinking, oh, this is it, Radha, this is it. He's coming back to me. But no, you know, we stay distracted. So
You don't
that's
take it, but Radharani pushed him.
huh?
Radharani pushed him to take.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said, no,
Because with the
Krishna.
mother,
Krishna, help him.
yeah.
I'm helping all I can, but he's gotta take the help. If somebody's drowning, when you come up in a rowboat and you're sitting, if they take the hand, then they're safe. So Krishna is always there, like, chant, dance, kata, hear about me, speak about me. Krishna prasadam. I'll give, and every bite will bless you. So Krishna is ready. He's given us all facility. He's ready to go any minute.
So as you said, probably very nice, like living entity attract from this material world. That's why we are here. So why now living entity know the process? Still, like why we are not attracted towards Krishna again? Why like this?
Because we start out, when we get deep into the material energy, we're influenced by it tremendously, and we have faith. We have faith in the material energy. This material energy, I can get some happiness here. Why, look at all this.
We already know this here happiness is like temporary. We know this everything. Still, like we are going backward,
Right.
not forward.
Well, what happens is we start to develop, finally, after so many going around, 8,400,000 species again and again and again. Finally, we start to have a little faith from suffering. And we meet a devotee. The devotee says, here, take this prasadam, take this book, take the Krishna prasadam, take the kata, and now Krishna Nam, chant this holy name. So we do this, and now we start getting faith in Krishna, but we still have faith in the material energy. So we're in the area of mixed faith, and that can go up and down. It's like a needle, this is not a balance, something may happen really good in our life and our faith in Krishna grows, and something bad may happen. But we're actually always making a little bit of progress. Our faith is growing. If we continue to associate with like-minded devotees, continue to develop Shraddha, faith, to read the Shastra, offer love and devotion, prasadam, take that prasadam. So if we'll continue to do that, our faith grows and grows and grows until we have full faith in Krishna. And when you get full faith in Krishna, then fear is gone. No, there's no fear, there's no worry. Even though you may be in this material body, there's no suffering. You're liberated. So when death comes, finished. No more birth again. No more birth means no more death. It also means no more disease and no more old age. So we think so much about birth and death in this material world. So this pandemic that we just lived through, I'm assuming we all lived through the pandemic, didn't we? We saw a whole world affected by disease, didn't we? Why, this is like a horror movie, wasn't it? The whole world was closed. It was shut down. We saw that. So we know the danger of disease in this world. Before the pandemic came, we knew that there's danger of disease, but what are the chances it's going to hit me? Then the pandemic came and we're like, whoa, this can be really bad. So I want to eat better and exercise and
Chanting holy name.
I want to take good care of my body. And so if I do that, what do I get? What is my reward? Old age. I get old. That's still not a bargain. I need to go. So between birth and death, there is disease and there's old age. If you're lucky and you live a long time, you're old. And I might be the oldest guy in the room, so most of the time I am.
No, my dad is the ideal.
Oh, you don't look it. You look younger than me. So
My
there's
mom also 84 too.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
really.
she not looks like this. She has
I
lots
know.
of energy.
I know. Bright and no, I'm 75, so but being old is not a reward, is it? I mean, we can still chant Hare Krishna. We can still read the Shastra. So we're still good to go. But there's so much we can't do.
He know very well, like, but he cannot speak English or understand, but he know very well.
Yeah,
Like that means like.
yeah,
He's very spiritual.
Yeah.
Very spiritual.
yeah. So everyone in this room, you're on your way back home, back to Godhead. Krishna's holding the hand out. And at one time, your hand was over here, and Krishna said, "Take my hand," but it's so far. But your hands are getting closer. Krishna's saying, "Come on, come on," and you're actually getting closer and closer until finally Krishna pull you out. Out you come. Back home. No fears, no worries. Krishna says, "Now you're back in my arms where you belong." So all of you are definitely on the right path. I don't have to convince any of you to be Krishna conscious. You're already Krishna conscious. So now that we're all Krishna conscious, let's just maximize. Let's talk about Krishna as much as we can. Let's hear and speak about Krishna as much as we can. Spend as much time at the mandir as we can. Make that the focal part of our life. You know,